Hi everyone, this is Keila Calver from cleverpacks.co.uk, and I'm bringing to you our day 6 of Love Week. So we've been looking into very different boxes. On Monday I share with you a very little square box, and I thought I need bigger things and bigger boxes actually to hold slightly bigger presents. And I got this one who has a very similar concept of Monday ones, but in this case we're gonna have inner corners on all 4 corners, and the box opens on the bottom. And because normally women put something in the box, and if you open in the bottom you wanted to have a holder to it, so instead of just decorating I created a belly band that will hold this whole box together once it's filled. And this belly band was done with glassine sheets from the Falling in Love. Is that Falling in Love? No, it's Sending Love. Sweet. Sorry. And I just cut a little Dragonfly, and I actually got the color in it from there. So that's what I'm gonna share with you, how to make this little is a square box on the bottom, but it gets kind of hexagon. Today is not happening. Octagonal shape on the top because of the markings that we're gonna make it. Yeah, and then when it's open, it's like here, and it's a quite spacious box. So let me show you how I did this. I'm gonna use the Simply Scorer to get the basic shape of the box together. And our stock is 8 3/4 by 11. Okay, and first I'm gonna start scoring on the long side, so it's 1 3/4, 5, 6 3/4, and 10. Then we turn around and we're gonna go with 1, 2 3/4, 6, and 7 3/4. This paper is not gonna be easy to see lines. So the box that we got, it sees the first 3 markings here on this side, the bottom of the box, and this part is the lid. So I'm just going to eliminate every single part that is not going to be used. Let me just get a white pen just so I can show you guys what the plans are. So I need to eliminate these ones, and so I eliminate the first 2 when you see the 1 inch at the end of it. So the smallest marking, this section needs to be on your right for this that I'm showing to be right, and the same goes on the other side. But also we need to eliminate this little rectangle here and in the ones in the corner. Okay, by doing that we're gonna have the right box to do. And what I wanted to show you is that before we can actually fold and varnish the score lines, we need to do this. So let me just eliminate this, and then afterwards we're gonna come and finish it off the box, but we needed to do this part first. If you feel more confident, because there's quite a bit of long straight lines, use a trimmer to do so if it makes it easy for you. Just get, again, you don't need it to scribble on. You can actually use these little bits as a scrap. I do that a lot when we have just to punch a little bit of detail when you're doing the other boxes and other projects, even cards. And Here we are. And the last one. The last ones are the ones in the corner. It will make a lot of sense when you see it, when we start marking again and cutting. But it's very helpful for you to know exactly where you needed to go with the next stage of scoring. That's why I'm just getting this one sorted out before we start going to... We're going to go back to the scissors to actually cut the base of the box, but we needed to... Let me just put it all away, because that's the shape that you end up in this case. Oops, sorry. And we're going to do the same thing we did, I did on Monday, which is to use the layering square framelits dies as our template to mark how deep we want this corners to be. And I'm not going to make it too big because the width of the height of our box is about 1 inch and 3/4. So if I pick a too big, it will almost look like a pyramid. If that's the look you're trying, I haven't tried that one yet. But again, now I'm looking for one that will give a great impact. So this is, I think it's the largest group of squares that we have. And I'm picking the second from the smallest. And again, what I'm going to do is to align the corners of the square in a diamond pattern with this core line from this wider part here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to align them and use the smallest part of your scoring tool. It's just because you don't have grooves here, so just go. Don't need to rush, because if you try to do too hard as well, you end up moving the square, and that will make it harder for you afterwards to fold. You're gonna have to repeat this on all 4 corners. My advice to you is that you use the die upside down. I know it's a bit uncomfortable for a few seconds in your hands, because if you're pressing down, it will make it you're gonna feel it, but it's not gonna cut you or anything. But it helps holding the tip of your scoring tool right in place. It's nice to go against that groove. I wish you could see that, but now I have 2 diamond shapes on each corner of the box. And again, if you can do this with a ruler, but it's so much easier to do with the square dies, because you know it's always going to be symmetric, and you also don't have to think much about it. It's always going to be the same size on all 4 corners. Yeah, I think I'm always looking for ways to make our lives easier. And that will be it to make it, to get the squares already done for you to mark that. Okay. And here we have, I'll just put it away. It's easy to lose small things, so I always keep them on a magnetic sheet as well, so it just keeps it tidy. So now we have all 4 squares. The only job that we need to do is just to separate the tabs that will actually make the box. So what we're gonna do is just come straight up here. Yes, we're gonna do this before I burnish, because we needed to burnish and score this, to fold and burnish the score lines here as well. So that's why we're cutting before we get there. I actually nudged them all, just this inner part here, just a tad bit. It's going to be quite helpful when you get to the point of folding. because you do need to apply a little bit of force when you get that to that point. And okay, so now we have everything ready for fold and burnish. As you see, can you see the marks here? It's just where I actually push hard to get what I wanted, the shape of the triangles, sorry, the squares into the corners. So let's just fold. And burnish all the score lines that we have. And when we get to this point, we are going to have to fold those little lines, but because it doesn't go all the way down, so we needed to be careful not to fold too hard, too far off, so you don't get marks on the top or on the sides of the box. So what we need to do is just pinch on the score lines. Yes, so we pinch just to give them this last push. It is a design series paper. It's not as thick as card. I think if we were talking about card, I haven't done any in card actually this time, but it will be much harder to you could pinch and actually fold slightly harder than this, because I've done the box on Monday, day one of our love week. It was on card, so I remember having to actually force a little bit harder, but the design series paper is slightly thinner than a card stock. It holds beautifully the shape. That's why I thought, let me have a go to see if it would work also on a design series paper. And actually, it holds beautifully. So that's why I'm sharing with you guys on a design series paper. So have a look on this now. I hope the light is catching enough for you to see the shape that we have now. So we have these 4 corners here. And if you pinch them, you actually could see them in place. There we go. There we are. So this is the closest one that I'm gonna get. I want to start gluing and then we realize what we need. Yeah. I'm gonna use fast fuse, but if you feel more comfortable to use tumble glue, go for it, because you needed to be certain that you have enough glue on these corners, on the inner corners of your tabs, to actually hold the triangle in. And with the fast fuse, if you have been crafting for a while, you will have no issues with the fast fuse. But some people just prefer the comfort of not having to do it, to be stressed about this, getting in the wrong place. Because once the fast fuse is in place, it won't move afterwards without damaging your box. So if you prefer, just go for a, let me get here, and just make sure you have enough glue on this inner corner on every single tab so it holds together. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna push this and align the corner of the box here. And that's what we want for all 4 corners. So we're pushing this in the inner and then this inside as well, because we wanted the glue to be in the right place, but we want the corners to be right. It will take some adjustment. The first couple of boxes that I did with this, it wasn't quite as right as I'm used to, because it's slightly harder to get the corners in place. But once I got the way to do it, it kind of made sense. Let me just hold this backwards because what I want is to align the corner before I actually committed to it. And yes, so that's our little box. I just wanted to fold. Oh, this our score lines here wasn't folded properly, so here probably forgot this one, and here. I think when I pushed here, I pushed a bit too hard. So let me just get my scissors and trim the edge so it's all flush here on both sides. So that needs to go inside. I'm just going to slightly trim on both sides, not too much, because we want the tension to actually hold the box closed. And here we are. That's the little box. And what I want now is to create the belly band that will go inside. I've used a little bit of what I wanted to hide the joint that comes on the bottom, because when you're working with a transparent-ish paper, you end up gonna see this the gluing and so on. And I'm not a big fan of it. So in here, I just cut it a bit, just a scrap of Night of Navy, which is the color on our design series paper. I decided to use the punch this time. It's just a little, but then I know that I can hide behind it. This is the 2-inch circle punch. And I also use the gold one to give an accent to it. So I use the golden foil sheet. And this is 1 3/4 inch. So this is going to be the base of our Dragonfly. And I'm going to show you guys how I did this effect on the Dragonfly. We have this bundle, which is the detail Dragonfly Tinglets dies and the Dragonfly Dreams. So if you wanna, I have put the details on my blog, so underneath you can see this. And I've been showing you guys how you could actually get way more products. If you look at my blog this week, you will see how to get way more products just by joining us and get the benefits of having lots more discounts on Stampin' Up products as well. So let me show you. I've already cut the Dragonfly. I cut it. And I used my precision plate for that. What I'm going to do is, because I did this one using tintives, sorry, I don't have that. Tempting Turquoise and Bermuda Bay. So that's what I used. I used Bermuda Bay and Soft Sky on this one, actually. But now we're going to use Flirty Flamingo and Mellow Mumbo, because I wanted to be at least slightly more bright than what it was on that one. Let me just put this away and get this. And I'm using this sponge daubers. Oops. You could aqua watercolor as well, but I prefer to use this one. So this is my Blushing Bride, and I'm gonna use a new one for. Isn't that great? These little boxes that we have, it will house the sponge dauber, so you can use them as you go along. So let me just get the lighter color in the center. And I'm gonna use from the wings and oops, try to keep the one direction, and just it's easier for you not to cringe the die cut. I do that all the time. I have always to say, oh gosh, let me go back to it. But yes, I started on using the Flirty Flamingo, which is one of our ink colors from 2016-2018. So It's growing on me. I wasn't using as much before, the ink colors, but it comes, there are 5 different colors. Let me see if I can pick all of them. It's Sweet Sugar Plum, Peekaboo Peach, Flirty Flamingo, Emerald Green, and Dapper Denim. Ooh, first time I remember all of them. Oh, I went to the wrong color as well. Can't get distracted. I always take a little bit of the excess just in case, because I'm trying to blend. So I'm trying not to be too strong. And take your time, because if you try to do too much too fast, you can end up with splodges of color. And you don't want that. You want to just to have the accent around of your color when you're blending. Same thing goes for the sponge brayers. You build up, and just be patient and build up from it. So let me just get this. You could even go a shade darker with these ones and actually get rich raspberry on it. I already used the other day this one, so I know that I have. So now we have 3 colors in this one. Slightly more fancy than I had initially planned. But I like the combination of colors. So we have Flirty Flamingo. We have Mellow Mambo. And now we have a little bit of Rich Raspberry. So some shades of, not 50 shades, but 3 shades of the pinkish color. Okay, I'm happy with that. And the last thing that I did on this was to add a little bit of sheen with Wink of Stella. Let me just get this all away before I start getting myself all inked up. And I'm going to use, before we go with this one, I'm going to add the sentiment to it and the darkest colors that we had, the darker color that we had, which is Mellow Mambo. Not anymore, but I'm going to keep sticking to Mellow Mambo. And I'm going to use, let me see which one I use. I use Thanks for a Smile and Everything Else. And now I'm going to use You Sure Know How to Make Someone Happy. Let me see, I've used both of them before. Let me grab a block, which is block H. And I have a scrap of paper here. It's just 1 inch wide. So you can make a decision on how you want to use this. How long you want it to be. Because that one, the sentiment was longer than this one. I always leave a little bit of space on the bottom so I can do a little bit of chamfering. Oh, that's lovely. Mellow Mambo is a deceiving, very, very bold color, to be honest. I like to stamp on it. And I'm going to just put it away now. So now we have all the elements that we need to compose our belly band. Let me just get this part and show you how I did. Now we use the Wink of Stella once is everything in place. What I did, I just realized where is the opening of the box. So I make the box opening on the side so it holds together. Get the strip of paper. The glassine paper comes in 6 by 12. So what I did, I cut a whole strip from top to bottom. So it's 1 inch by 12. And this is what you end up with. Because I want to hide behind this, I'm just going to trim a little bit out of it. Because when I did the other one, I didn't have to trim anything. Using this kind of, just a strip of paper, which was 1.5 inches wide, it made, it hid the whole thing, so I didn't need to. But with this one, we're going to need to actually, yeah, that's perfect. What I did, you just come and you pinch in the corners. Because this paper is so delicate, it doesn't need scoring. Okay, and now you know. And I'm gonna use the fast fuse again, just on this little end here, because we just need to glue this in place. Oops, not yet. I want to align the size, and here we are. And because it just did this using the box, it will slide in and out of the box easily. Okay, the next thing is just to get everything in place. Just get a strip of glue right in the middle, because then you have that to hide your joint. I'm gonna do the same with this one. You could use a dimension if you wanted to give a little bit of space, and this one will just be the center. And then we're gonna come with this one. Let me get my paper snippets, and I'm gonna just use to go roughly in the middle. Then you come and you cut the joints. If you wanna use the punch burner, you'll be all right to do so as well. So this one, I just needed this long, because I'm gonna hide the end of it with the dragonfly. So that's what we're looking for. And let me just get a little bit of glue here, and I'm gonna angle it. And here comes the dragonfly. I actually been using a lot the Wink of Stella this week. I really like how much, just enough sheen it gives to the project. Okay, so here we have our dragonfly. I like to hide the joint with the body of the dragonfly, but I still give them access to everything else. End up with a messy table now with lots of ink going on. But let me just put the other box together, because then we have both of them to look at. It's easy in and out, as you see. And last thing is Wink of Stella. You can do that before if you want to. The good thing is the Wink of Stella also helps blending a little bit of the colors that you actually put it down. But I love the sheen. I just love how the sheen makes it everything slightly. I'm not big fan of sequins, but the sheen on this pen is lovely. Let me just get, there it is. Can you see it? I'm not so sure if the light will catch, but the whole dragonfly now has a little sheen to it. So this is it. This is our 2 boxes, and I hope you enjoy. It's very easy to make this box once you get the grip of how they join together. I hope you enjoy. And there's a lot of things going on our website now. Subscribe to it. Sometimes it's not something that goes to YouTube. So if you subscribe to the website, you also can get the news when we are not here, on the days that we're not here. And if you share this project, you will be able to get into the draw tomorrow for Inside the Lines. So have a look on the details, and happy crafting. Bye.